Hello, Room Mithril here once again, getting back to World of Horror. This is probably going to be my last run for the time being, though this is a project I will definitely be returning to. It's just a fun game and I've been enjoying working on unlocking stuff. But at the risk of incurring whatever curses happen to possess me, I really do need to get back to work on main projects, especially Battle Network 5. -5 reason, game over. Anyway, I definitely have plans as to what I want to do with this run, but before we start it, despite being an older Durgan who actually remembers computer games with this kind of palette, I can never remember if this is what was called EGA or CGA. I know it's not VGA, that was way more colors. But like, I legit remember if you didn't have a good enough graphics card, the MS-DOS Mega Man games looked like this. Just the kind of magenta, cyan, and white. But yeah, I can never remember what that one was called. Anyway, let's begin. I was asked to seed this run. So, what do you think of... You're right, terrible. Let's use it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? And as always, praise the car. Okay, so, primary goals, we are actually going to try to finish this run if we can. And we're going to do so with the Scars backstory. I've made it through hell and back, you won't break me now. Lowers incoming damage by 1, drastically lowers max stamina and reason. Ooh. It does give us some armor, but also less max. We'll have to see how this goes. We're also going to be using Kirie Minami. Could the ghosts following her be in any way connected with all the weird events happening in this town? Plus knowledge minus strength, but what we really care about is the fact that she starts with a random spell. And we're going to be going with Agonized. Which, what we care about here is, you start with a random spell. It doesn't tell you you do, but you do. Okay. Not that I plan to use these, but just to refamiliarize myself with what they are. Grow Teeth, support, adds a new combat action, Bite, until the end of this mystery, costs 2 stamina. So this is one that I think since it doesn't cost reason, I could use it without incurring a doom penalty, so there is that. Multiply Wound. Combat, offensive, deals damage to an enemy, which increases the lower your stamina is, costs 2 stamina. So both of these are ones that actually would not trigger Athiolat's ability. So, interesting, but we don't really care, because actually what we're after here is an achievement that I'm surprised I haven't gotten yet. Considering I usually see spells as just an emergency source of reason and discard them, I'm surprised I have not gotten the achievement for getting 5 spells in one run. So, that's what we're trying to do here, stack the deck as much as we can. We're guaranteed to at least start with 2 spells, and depending on what we find in the apartment, we might actually get 3. Okay, also instead of 17, due to the Scars backstory, we start with 14 stamina and reason. Not as bad as I thought it might be, but we'll have to see how this goes. Okay. I definitely want the occult shop. I think in an emergency, I can directly learn spells at the history club. You can learn spells by studying at the library, but it's not actually guaranteed. So yeah, we'll go with that. Of course, we'll activate Illegal Den. Looking at this, I'm guessing this is something I still need to unlock here, while the X's mean there are no other additional actions here. So yeah, I'm probably missing something here. That at least makes sense to me. Do I get library notes? Empty bottle. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We'll put that away. Well, not so hasty. Let's go ahead and use the bottle here. So now we have a bottle of water and get our EXP boost. So we have a bottle of water now. Food, liquid, gain 1 stamina. Simple enough. Let's get our extra fund. That just looks like a more defined version of this outfit. I do kind of like this one, though. The patch on the sleeve, I think, is what sells it for me, because it kind of makes me think of the jacket James Sunderland wears. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. What do we got? School scissors. Medusa metamorphosis. That's new. And only has 1 ending. Fear Festival, Peculiar Painting, and Wordless Ward. I've gotten both endings for this one, but I don't really remember what it is. Oh, I think this is the one where we have to deal with our doppelganger. You know, this one's completely uncharted territory. So, let's go at it while we have max stats. Everyone is talking about this weird giant jellyfish ambushing swimmers. Even the local biology teacher can't identify the species as more and more people end up hurt badly. You remember from reading an article that a famous marine biologist is spending his vacation in the city. Maybe you should seek help from him. Investigate the school location twice to complete this quest. I mean, it isn't necessary, though, considering there's only 1 ending to this. What's Kirie's item? Kirie's bag. Occult, personal, while in inventory. So I don't even have to have it equipped, just as long as I'm holding on to it. Forgetting spells lowers reason by 1 to 2, and increases doom by 1%. Gain a random spell. Interesting. So as long as I'm holding on to this, the healing effect of forgetting a spell, that's right out the window. But I learn extra spells. And the Doom cost isn't as bad, I don't think, as learning one from the History Club. Because you have to pay Doom to go into the History Club, and I forget if you have to pay even more to learn a spell. Okay, you know, just so this run won't be a total loss. Let's forget these. Flesh regrowth. Plus 3 stamina, minus 2 max stamina. I don't think we want max stamina lowering anymore, thank you very much. Enthrallment. We've had that before. Gain an additional follower. Discard on use. Cost 4 reason. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. So, we have forgotten 3 spells. We only need to forget 2 more. So if I am understanding this correctly, if we put this away, now the normal recovery effect should be in play. And we have forgotten 5 spells in 1 run, so that one's done. I just wanted to make sure we at least got something done this way. That was perhaps the silliest way to do it, but hey, it worked. So I need to investigate the school twice. Again, need is a strong word because this isn't like a side quest we need to do for an A ending or anything. A tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff to my new office? Sure. Luck check failure. The creepy substitute teacher hands you dusty, old biological specimens. The rancid smell of formalin. From the name, is that related to formaldehyde? Because that would be the term I'm more familiar with. Almost makes you drop the jar. Should fetuses have so many legs? -2 stamina. Once more. Suddenly everything slows to a crawl. A time warper. Guess who didn't go get a weapon? Oopsie. I got distracted. Very, very distracted. 20 HP, -1 all. Yeah, without a weapon, I don't think I really want to deal with this. We out. Some scientists say certain medusas don't age, constantly growing in size. Okay, so, yeah, what say we actually go get that weapon? So Kirie is a knowledge-based character, so the usual knife we get, I mean, she has decent dex, so it wouldn't be terrible for her, but I think there's a better option. And that would be the ritual dagger. Magic, one-handed, knowledge. Damage 4, speed 75, chance to hit 60. Small chance of recovering reason after defeating an enemy. Is that blood? Okay. So, let's get on with it. The famous biologist is spending his vacation at the seaside mansion. You need to take a bus there. As you glance around, you notice that more and more people are wearing strange masks. I think we've done This Can't Be Healthy, and are they hiding something? They're preparing for something. A sense of dread creeps over you as the masked people are swarming through the store, filling their carts with food and survival equipment. You notice the goods' prices have already skyrocketed. You realize that you need to act fast if you want to have any chance of survival, -2 funds. Uh-oh, we're broke. Quick, sell the emergency water! I don't want to attract the guy who's going to cause problems because I don't have money. Taking the bus, you can't help but notice the large number of trees that have suddenly died. What could be the cause? You decide to enter a small shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. Normally I would buy them around, but I don't want to get rid of the 1 fund I just got. Try talking to them. Charisma check failure. Asking too many questions makes everyone nervous and you're thrown out, -2 stamina. Unfortunate. You finally arrive at the seaside. The water here is unnaturally cold and Wait a minute. That's weird. You shouldn't be able to see the lighthouse from this side of the bay. Huh. Well, that would be a problem. Our master is coming, and we all can bask in its glory. Yeah! Magician, glitched. 22 HP +1 Doom, 15 power. 55% chance to hit, not great. Let's see here. Okay, so that gives us 2 possible 6 damage attacks with a 75% chance to hit. And that's a miss. And that's a miss. Unfortunate. Let's just go with making sure we hit twice with normal attacks. I wonder if things like the incoming damage reduction if that helps things that target Doom. Because targeting Doom is a fairly rare thing among enemies. Normally they either go for stamina, reason, or both. But one that targets Doom, I don't think there are too many that do that. I know the opportunist in the lighthouse always does. But yeah, I wonder if you can guard against attacks against Doom. It was still only doing 1 damage to it, so I couldn't have reduced it any further, though. But, like, does dodging work on that? Some of the mansions are abandoned, and the roads leading to them are overgrown. You have to somehow find Biologist's vacation home. Okay, so I guess Biologist is the proper name. Said that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Don't have hermit ally. We have a lot of knowledge. That's our bread and butter. Tap into his power. And yet we failed. You feel you've attracted the attention of something terrible, +2 Doom. I mean, it's not something truly evil, so... You finally enter the right place. Inside, there are many jars with various jellyfish species. But where is the biologist himself? Well, now it's the biologist. Is that also his name? Is he Biologist the Biologist? It's just how it's written, and it amused me. Well, we don't have the holy candle. Retreat! Run away! You retreat from the room -2 reason. I mean, if nothing else, this mystery only has one ending, so as long as we make it to the end, it's still progress, plus we did get our achievement. Inside a dusty study, you find a map of the cliffside with 1 point clearly marked. Is this where the biologist is performing his studies? There's no reason for this memorial to be here. Neither of your parents were from Shirakawa. So, why? Who would do this? Is it just to taunt you for what happened? But even still, all the materials are here to perform a seance. Take the materials or try one more time? I am intrigued by try one more time. It was never going to work. Wow, not even a stat roll on that one. You just wanted to meet them, to know if they were proud of their daughter, but it was just as horrible of an idea this time as it was the last time. Dozens of angered spirits flow through you as you collapse to the ground, writhing in agony, as they punish you for your foolishness. At least you're the only one getting hurt this time. -2 stamina, -2 reason, and a curse! Well then! -2 knowledge, great! Though it does add plus 10% max reason? Okay. Fantastic. Standing on the beach, you realize something. The map's coastline doesn't match the actual thing. Why is that? Something tells me we're not making it through this run. The ocean is hungry. You're stopped by a person with a knife. They look incredibly sad. It wants me, but I'm afraid I'm too much of a coward to do it myself. Can you help me? Talk them out of it. Charisma check success. After a long conversation, they hand you the knife and thank you, plus item. Can I dual wield? Oh, man. The madness is because I seeded this run the way I did, isn't it? The tides. The rise and fall of the sea level changes the coastline. You should wait. The low tide reveals a semi-sunken cave, which corresponds with the point marked on the map. Reluctantly, you enter into the unknown. Alright. The low tide reveals a semi-sunken cave. Is this the place where the biologist is running their experiment? Whatever you decide to do, you should hurry. When the high tide comes, the whole cave will be submerged underwater, potentially trapping you there. Enter the cave. Yeah. The Meat Beast. You explore the cave, trying not to slip and fall into the cold water. Hearing some weird noise from behind a corner, you brace yourself. A humanoid creature seems to have no skin. Its black blood courses through yellow veins, and its pale sinew and powerful muscles are visible. It screams and lunges at your direction. Attack! Waves violently crash against the rocks as the gory horror begins to circle you. 26 HP, -1, all 30 power. 40% chance to hit. Not great, but if nothing else, we do make it through this. Oh, right. I have less knowledge now, so can I still fit this in? Okay, I can at least still fit this in. Meat horror bites you. Are you a meat horror or a meat beast? You've said both. I just want to make sure I'm properly addressing you. Yeah, I don't think we're going to finish this run, but I at least would like to get the ending to this mystery and be done with it. I stab at thee. It's only after the meat horror falls to the ground dead that you notice a bag further down the cave. Inside you find a bunch of neatly folded clothes and a journal. It belongs to the famous marine biologist you were looking for. The last entry dates back to when the jellyfish attack started. The ancient tablet I found when exploring the caves near Shiokawa has, for lack of a better word, cursed me. You ain't the only one, pal. I can't explain this, but every other night, my skin slips off my body as if it has a mind of its own. It always returns to me in the morning. I just have to wait in the cave where the tablet was. What's happening to me? What will happen to the giant skin jellyfish without its host's body? You have no idea, and hopefully you'll never learn the answer yourself. Ending A, because that was the only one. Rewards for solving this mystery. Skin jellyfish. It's still out there. Don't like that sentence. No. That is a thing I do not like. Knowledge is key, plus 30 experience. Thorough investigation, plus 15 experience. There's still hope, -3 doom. +1 reason and stamina, +1 day. Fetid fumes. The air feels heavy, making it hard to breathe. So, resting does less if you use it during a mystery. Okay.